Hello humans, and welcome to episode 9 of Chef Mike Does Stuff, and may the 4th be with you. Today, I'm gonna smoke a fatty. No, it's probably not what you're thinking. In the barbecue world, a fatty is a pork sausage chub. And yes, that's the second most ridiculous name of a thing in this entire episode. But you take a pork sausage chub, you coat it in your favorite barbecue rub, and you put it on the smoker and cook it till it's done. What's great about this is doesn't really matter what temperature. There are, some ones that are better than others, but if you're cooking a whole bunch of different meats in the smoker, you could throw these in case, you get some munchies waiting for the big meats to get done. But what we're gonna do today is get a little extra. I'm actually gonna stuff mine with andouille sausage with cheese, and then I'm going to wrap the outside with a bacon lattice shenanigan. So it will be pretty awesome and tasty. This will be delicious food porn when I cut it open. And I don't know, maybe I'll dab it with a little sticky icky on the outside just to give it a little glaze, but not sure. We'll see where it takes us. I'm going to be cooking this at probably 300 degrees, but like I said before, you could cook it anywhere from 225 degrees, which is a very standard low and slow smoking temperature, or you could do it upwards of, 400, 420 degrees, whatever you feel you want to do. So let's get to the cutting board. I'm going to assemble this bad boy. We're going to smoke it, and I'm going to cut it open, and we're going to see how delicious it is on the inside, and I'm probably going to eat way too much of it. So meet you at the board. All right, humans, we are at the cutting board. Now, the first thing I did was lay down a piece of plastic wrap, and I actually sprayed it with some non-stick pan spray. This will make rolling and filling our fatty a little easier. You want to make sure you don't want to roll it too tight, because then it's might be a little not cook as nice as we want. But you do want to make sure it's nice and everything's kind of encapsulated in the pork sausage, especially that cheese, because you don't want that melting out or anything like that. So we've got plastic wrap, we've got nonstick pan spray. What I am going to do is take our pork chub. So this is a spicy breakfast sausage. And one thing you could do, you could roll it out real flat, put rub on both sides. I'm going to make it just a little bit easier for me. I'm going to put some rub on it like so. And today I'm using this Sexy Mama's rub. It's super spicy. It's from Dirty South Barbecue. I've used kind of a medium one of theirs before. They make great stuff. So I'm simply rubbing it, putting it on this bad boy, opening it up right down the middle like so. The other beautiful thing like this, if it's not perfect, if not right in the middle, or do you have some, little fatter on one side than the other, don't even worry about it. It don't matter. It doesn't matter, people. We're just having fun. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is put my slices of cheese. Now, they're stuck to the plate, of course, but I'm going to use slices of processed American cheese. Why am I doing that? Well, they melt great. They are going to look great in the picture when I cut it open, and it's what I have here, so that's what we're going with. I like a lot of cheese, so I'm going to put a lot of cheese in there, like so. Doesn't have to be too fancy. Cooked andouille sausage right in the middle. Okay, now what I'm going to do to help roll this bad boy back up, like so. At this point, you can put it on your cutting board, so I am going to use the cutting board for my bacon lattice, but this was just kind of to help everything roll real nice together. Now you're going to want to kind of make sure the ends are closed. You can see there's some kind of little bit of seams there. We're just going to make sure that those seams are on the bottom, so that way, the force of this grate that I'm going to put it on will keep it kind of closed. Okay. So you could just throw it on the smoker just like this, cheese and andouille stuffed fatty. But we're going to, like I said, go a little extra. So I'm going to move this off to the side. Be very careful. I got a plate over here. I'm going to put it on. And now we're going to go for bacon lattice. And I will show you how to do bacon lattice an easy way. There are lots of different ways to do it. But I am going to line up just enough bacon so that way it'll look like a little bit longer than the pork chub we're doing. One of the other things that I might actually do is cut off some of extra. Like, yes, you can load it up with bacon, but while I like a little more crispy bacon on the outside. That's just me, but by all means, do it however you so desire. Need a few more pieces. Maybe I'll do just one more piece on this side. Okay. Now, here is the trick. You alternate pulling them back like so. Okay? You put a piece like this. You put those other pieces back. You now alternate the other ones. And you continue doing this until you have a beautiful bacon lattice. I only happen to have thick cut bacon because I was doing something else with it. Usually, though, when I am enrobing something with bacon like such, I will actually not use thick cut bacon just because it takes a little longer to cook. So I will usually use a traditional cut bacon, but hey, you know what? Got to make do with what you got. So that's what we are doing today. I already got the smoker going. I've got it at 300 or so degrees. But like I said, you do it. If you got other meats cooking, just put it on whatever you got in there. We are going to cook it to an internal temperature of 100 and I would say about 162 degrees. There will be a little carryover cooking to get it to 165 degrees on the inside for food safety. Now, one thing I do here is I push it down pretty hard. I give it some force just because I want it to kind of adhere a little bit more together. The looser it is, the harder time it's going to be when you're cooking it. It might fall apart. But I am going to kind of push it down. If you've got a rolling pin and you want to smash it down, I'm going to add just a touch of rub. Not a whole lot, just a little bit, just to give a little more flavor. Now, everything here is seasoned. The breakfast sausage is seasoned and all that, so you don't have to worry too much about salt. Salty bacon, cheese, and all that, don't worry about it. We've got our fatty here. Right in the middle. This is probably the most difficult part. You could have, of course, done this on plastic wrap and rolled it yet again. I am just going to grab a bunch of this. Okay. And I am going to start rolling like so. Okay. Now, I don't care too much about the ends. You can wrap this with twine. You could do a whole bunch of other stuff to it. I'm just going to leave it just like this. I'm going to just keep rolling it. Actually, here, I'm going to put my grate. So to make it easy to get it on and off the smoker, I always put all my meats on different kinds of grates. So I'm going to put it on this one. This one happens to be an oven-safe, non-stick one, which is awesome. You're going to have loose ends underneath. Just make sure those are tucked under so that the weight of the fatty itself will hold that bacon in place. Now things are going to shrink. Things are going to move around. Like I said, maybe a little later, I might spray a little sticky icky on the outside. But actually what I'm going to do first before I put this on the smoker is spray the outside with a little bit of nonstick pan spray. You don't need to do that. The only reason I'm doing that is to give it a little extra browning so that bacon will be a little more crispy as it cooks. And now all we have to do is cook it till it's done. One of the things you may have seen that I do is I very much use meat thermometers all the time. There are kinds that you can leave in the food while it's cooking, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get this right in the middle of the sausage that's in the middle. Once that hits 162 degrees, I'm going to take this off the smoker. We're going to look at how sexy it is. So we will be back when this is done. Maybe I'll give you a glamour shot of it on the smoker. We'll see how I feel. So we'll see you in a bit. Let's see what we got here. Probably only cooked for an hour and a half or so. I did let it sit for a little bit. We had a little bit of cheese come out. But you know what? that happens. Oh yeah. Still a little hot. Not too bad. Here's our fatty. All right. This is where I turn that food porn music on. Let me move. No, that's good. That's good. How about right there? Right there. Okay. Here we go. Slowly, right down the middle. Oh, yeah. Cheese on the knife. Are we ready? There's a bunch of cheese gooing. Look at that. I better put it over the cutting board. Dum dum. That's why I use processed American cheese. There's a little air gap in there, but that'll happen when the cheese melts because I'm cutting it right down the middle. There's a piece of sausage in the middle. You could see right there. And then there's the pork sausage on the outside and the bacon lattice. Look at this magic. Now, what I want you to do is come up with your most ridiculous fatty, smoke it, stuff it with whatever. I've seen like avocado and stuff in the middle. I've seen maybe chorizo with Chihuahua cheese, like a queso fundido one. But I want you, the person out there, to come up with the most ridiculous fatty you can think of and post it. Make sure you tag me, like all my stuff, hit the bell, subscribe, all the things that I forget to tell everybody to do, because you're not going to want to miss when Chef Mike does stuff like smoking a fatty. I'm going to eat way too much of this. I may or may not regret it later. I'm going to have leftovers if I get some munchies later, and I'm going to keep eating it. I mean, it's just, oh yeah. Here, before I even start, I'm going to, look at this. Look at that. Let me get a little bit of everything. Let me get a little bit of everything right in the middle. This is the shot right here. Oh my God. Oh, that is so good. Ooh, just the right heat. There's that heat in there. I used hot sausage and the rub is hot. So good.